guys, it's Melanie. Happy Saturday. Welcome back to Yield Weekly Home Fragrance Roundup, the video that goes up most Saturdays here on my channel, where I just share all of the home fragrance that I used over the course of the past week. So it's just a bunch of wax chat in this video. As always, I will go ahead and list and link everything that I am mentioning in the description box right below this video. I will also have links to Candle Crock and Candle Lamp 101. If you are newer to my channel, or maybe you're newer to the home fragrance world and you're like, what is a candle crock? There's a whole video just about that topic, and it's linked down below, so check that out. I also have a video linked down there about what I do with my leftover wax. So if you're ever curious about that, check that video out. I will put information about the sales that are happening this weekend at the candle companies that I am referencing in this video here. I have a discount code with 2 different companies that I can pass along, so you can try entering that at checkout. See if it saves you a little bit of money. Those are affiliate discount codes, so obviously don't use those if you're not comfortable with them. But yeah, check out that description box. She's a plethora of information. Anyway, you guys, we are joined by Alf, per usual. He is in my lap. He's right here. There he is. I'm wearing black pants, and Alf is always wearing black. So anyway, but he is here. You will be hearing some noises in the background. It's just Alf. He's just taking a nap. He might be having a little snooze. So just feel free to relax along with Alf as I just talk your ear off about wax. So anyway, you guys, before we get into some candle updates, I am going to take you on the usual tour of the house, and we are going to go see what I am currently using underneath my 2 most used candle lamps. I am using my lamps this week. I'm not using all of my crocks, but I will show you what I have in at least one. I think I'm using like 1 or 2 of my crocks this week. The crocks will be filling up again here shortly, because there are some Bath & Body Works candles that I have gotten to the halfway point with, and we know what that means. Some of them, not all of them, but some of them are ready for the crock, but I need to film the reviews prior to popping them in there. So tomorrow is going to be a candle review day here on my channel, so I'm basically just going to upload 3 candle reviews for you guys. I'll definitely pop in one of the new Kringle candles, and then I think 2 of the newer Bath & Body Works candles that I purchased within the last month or so. So if you're interested in some additional candle reviews, definitely make sure that you are subscribed. But let's go ahead now and let's go and tour what's happening around the house. Smells like a little bit of a hodgepodge today. There is one candle that is kind of throwing things off a little bit, and I'll let you guess which one that is. Anyway, let's get into it. Here in the entryway in the Pottery Barn Sherborne Hurricane is my Candleberry Pink Sugar. I did pick up this pink sugar in the small size just to be able to test it out, because I am interested in purchasing another one of the cookie jars from Candleberry for the spring and summer this year. I don't want to get vanilla crumb cake again. I want to try something different. So pink sugar was one of the contenders in terms of potentially being a cookie jar fragrance for me. I really do like it. And I think actually so far this might be the front runner. But anyway, I will also do in-depth reviews of just my experience with these smaller Candleberry jars. They are a good way to try the fragrances, and from what I can see, the opening at the top is the same as their larger jars. You know, but these are, I think they're around $14.99. So they're just a nice way to try some of their fragrances without committing to one of their massive jars. Anyway, let's keep going. In the formal living room, in fact, you probably have seen this candle burning behind me towards the beginning of this video, is Candleberry Waffle Cone. Now, I almost just outright bought the cookie jar in waffle cone because I just assumed that it would smell like a waffle cone, right? Really glad that I went ahead and bought the smaller sizes of these candles first to test them out. Sorry, that was Alf. Really glad I did that because it turns out I don't really like this waffle cone scent. It's not bad, but it is not at all what I was expecting it to be. It's not a straight up like, you know how when you walk into an ice cream shop, that like waffle note that hits you? That's what I'm looking for. Where can I get a giant candle with just that like pure waffle cone smell? If you can point me in that direction, that would be fantastic, because I would buy a massive size from whatever company, provided it's not paraffin. You guys know how I feel about paraffin wax, but if it's just like a paraffin soy blend, that's fine. It's fine. It's not ideal, but it's fine. But where can I get a waffle cone candle? This is not it. We'll talk about what this is when I do an in-depth review of it. It's not disgusting, but it just was not at all what I was expecting it to be. So that's where the disappointment comes from. Anyway, let's move on. In the dining room is the Kringle Eucalyptus and Cotton. And I gotta tell you, this particular scent is really messing up the scent vibe in my house right now. Most of what I have going is kind of blending together kind of nicely, but this is not a sweet scent. This is not a gourmand. This is not a fruity scent. This is very fresh. And it is just not at all blending well with what's currently happening. But I did manage to get to the halfway point with this burn here. So I'm very excited to now be able to review this one. Out of the two kind of eucalyptus-y kind of fragrances that were released from Kringle for spring, summer this year, I actually prefer this one over the Country Candle one. But that being said, this one won't be a repurchase for me. It's a very fresh type of fragrance, and if that is what you are looking for, I think you're really going to enjoy this one. I also think the cotton note that's in here is quite interesting. It's just like a touch of like almost like a laundry detergent kind of vibe. It is nice for what it is. It's nice. I think this would actually make a really nice bathroom fragrance. I don't know why I'm burning it in the dining room. I really like more foodie or fruity scents in here. So I think after I finish this video, I think I need to blow this out and change the location of this candle. But anyway, there you go. That's what's currently happening in the dining room. In the family room, we have Bath & Body Works Sunset in Maui. And I really, really like this one, you guys. This one actually, I believe, has some pineapple in it. And guess what? I actually kind of like it. I kind of like the pineapple note in here. That being said, this is not just like an exclusive pineapple scent. There's some other tropical goodness happening here, and I am just about at the halfway point, so I'll be reviewing this one for you in the near future. All right, I never actually show you guys this bathroom. I don't know why, I just walk right by it. There's usually always a candle going in here, but we are currently burning Kringle, Sage, and Palo Santo. As far as Palo Santo fragrances go, they're not really in my wheelhouse, but this one is really quite lovely. It's very pure. You definitely smell the sage in here, but I think this is much more of just a straight up Palo Santo to my nose. So it has that really kind of nice incensiness to it, but it's not overpowering. It's definitely not headache inducing. It's actually quite soothing smelling. So anyway, that's what's currently going in the powder room downstairs. This is the candle lamp that is in my kitchen. And underneath this one, I have the HomeWorx, I think this is the iced sugar cookie. It's actually doing quite well underneath the lamp. It did okay with the first one that I burned. So I purchased one, and then one was sent to me in PR. I burned the one that I purchased and reviewed it around the holidays. And then this one I just decided to put into my backup stash. But as you guys are aware, I am trying to whittle that HomeWorx collection down. So that means that I am grabbing some of my HomeWorx that have never been burned before, as you can tell by those unburned wicks there, and I'm melting them. I don't view this as a waste. Obviously, I'm not getting the ambiance from this candle, but I am extracting the fragrance from it. So I still kind of feel like I'm, you know, definitely getting something out of it. That being said, it's yummy. So it's pretty basic though. There's nothing very special about this fragrance. And if you come across this one on clearance, either at like Marshall's, Home Goods, or TJ Maxx, one of those places, I think it's worth picking up, either to burn or to melt, but just know that it is on a little bit of the lighter end of the spectrum for sure. I actually just turned this candle crock off this morning, so I finished up the last little bit of my Kringle Reserve Phoenix in there for the last like week and a half or so. But yeah, anyway, sad to finally finish her up, but also glad to finish another candle. So we will pop this one into the empties for March, and let's go see what is in the crock in my upstairs filming room. The very last crock that I'm going to show you guys in this week's video is the one that is in my upstairs filming room. And you might be able to tell what I have in here based off of the bananas that you see there on the label. But this is the Kringle Candle Bananas Foster. I did do an in-depth review of this. I burned it beyond the halfway point, as you can see. One of the things that I mentioned in my review is that when you burn this for more than about 3.5 hours, that brown sugar almost turns into like a toffee type note. I don't really love that transition, so I wanted to see how this did in terms of the fragrance when it was just being warmed versus burned. And while I do still smell a touch of that like toffee type note, I don't get it as much when it's melting. So I did, however, order the 2-wick version because one, my husband actually really likes this scent. He's a huge Bananas Foster fan. But two, I just kind of wanted to see if that like toffee type note also happened with the 2-wick version. I think the fact that the wax gets so hot on the 3 wicks, I think that that's what may have contributed to that toffee type note. So I'm just curious, honestly, if it'll do it with the 2 wicks. So I'll definitely update you guys. But that is it in the way of what is being crocked and lamped this week. Now let's get back into the wax chit chat. All right, hopefully you guys enjoyed that little tour of what's currently burning and melting around the house. And we're gonna go ahead and get into some updates from this week after one quick little side note here. Thank you very much for all of your feedback about how I upload my candle review content. I had asked in last week's video whether you preferred me to review like candles a lot sooner than what I typically do. So for the most part, I really like to get to about this point, at least a third of the way to halfway through any of my candles before I actually film an in-depth review of them. I do offer first sniff impressions. I will often film, you know, candle haul videos, and in those I will talk about what something smells like on cold sniff, which is usually pretty accurate to what the fragrance smells like once it's, you know, warmed or lit, if you will. Sometimes they can change, but usually they stay pretty accurate to cold sniff. But one of the things that I really value when watching candle reviews, and this is kind of what got me thinking, is I really like when candles are burned a little bit further down, and I like to know a lot more about the overall burn quality. Yes, I think the fragrance portion of it is probably the most important part. You have to like the way the candle smells, right? But you also, at least me, I want a candle that burns really nicely. This is why I really like the soy formulation from Kringle, is because it's just such a clean burning formula. Like, I don't have to mess with the wicks. I don't have to mess with the wax. They just do their own thing and they're good, you know, like it's like a set it and forget it type of candle. But then there are also lots of other candles that, you know, get sooty. They may get puny wick syndrome. They may, I mean, there's a whole host of things that can go wrong with a candle when you're burning it, right? And that's just because every company has a dud here and there. Like Kringle has a dud here and there. Like it happens. Bath and Body Works certainly has duds. HomeWorx has duds. Every company does. It's just, it is what it is. But for me, when I watch candle reviews, I really like when someone has gotten a little bit further along in the fragrance, and that can give me some kind of indication of like, hey, has the candle burned well so far? If it has until like the midway point, then there's a pretty good chance that it'll be fine for the rest of the way down, right? So that's just something that's important to me. And there were enough of you who also said that that was really important to you. So I'm going to go ahead and just keep doing candle reviews the way that I have been doing them. It does mean that I'm not going to be able to put them out as fast as some other people do. It just takes me a lot longer to get to the halfway point. So I do share candle haul videos where I talk more about like just the cold sniff, like first impressions of the fragrances. Typically they don't change a whole lot to, you know, post burn. Sometimes they do, but a lot of times they don't. So I feel like I can give you a pretty accurate sense of what a fragrance smells like on cold sniff. And then, you know, I can focus a little bit more about, you know, whether the fragrance transforms or not, and what the burn quality is, because again, it is important to me. In our last house, I didn't pay attention to that, and it resulted in me having to repaint the entire dang house before we put it on the market to sell because of the amount of soot that had accumulated on all the walls and all the ceilings. And listen, if you're using home fragrance, no matter what, you're going to accumulate soot in your house over time. But, you know, if you're mindful about the types of candles that you're burning, and, you know, if one does get sooty, if you, you know, decide like, hey, this one is not actually sooty. Should have brought one of the sooty ones in here. But yeah, like if this was, I could just pop it into a candle crock and still get some really great life out of this. But just in the form of fragrance, not so much the ambiance with the fragrance, right? So anyway, moral of the story is I'm going to go ahead and keep my reviews the way that I have been doing them. There are plenty of people out there who are putting out reviews a lot faster. And so there is lots of content for that. But if you're interested, I guess maybe in a little bit more of like an in-depth review from the standpoint of burning the candle a little further down, hopefully I can give you some information on that. I think that there are a lot of different, you know, content creators when it comes to home fragrance at this point. So there are lots of options out there. And I think for me, just based off of what I look for, I'm just gonna go ahead and keep doing my videos the way that I have been. Does that suck in a way because some of these things are gonna be limited edition and I might review them after they've already sold out? Yeah, but honestly, a lot of this stuff does come back around. So, you know, when it comes back in stock, maybe you can pick the fragrance up then. But yeah, I'll just keep doing it the way that I have been. It's just, I don't know. It's what I find helpful, so I'll keep doing it that way. Anyway, you guys, let's get to chatting about some of these new Kringle fragrances. This is most of what I was honestly working on this week, again, to try to get those reviews ready for you guys. This 3-wick here was probably one of my bigger disappointments, just because of how excited I personally was before getting it. And when I got it, it just did not smell like what I expected it to. So that's the womp womp there. I'm not saying it's a bad fragrance per se. I'm just saying for me, it just doesn't smell like pure passion fruit. And that's what I was hoping for. I love passion fruit, anything. I will eat it. I love the smell of it. I would just cover myself in passion fruit if I could. This, I don't think this is sweet enough. I don't think this has enough of like a tang for me, and it just doesn't really smell like what I think passion fruit should smell like. So it does, I don't want to imply that it's bad. And obviously, you know, I'm burning it. This is probably one that I will put in the crock at some point. It's not burning bad. It's actually burning quite well, but it's just the scent. I'm disappointed in the scent. There's also this like hint of green in here that I just don't really like. It's almost like a leafy green type note. And I don't want that in here. So I'm certainly glad I didn't buy like a few of these, which is what I was tempted to do when I first ordered them. By the way, I ordered these the first day they were released on the Kringle website. This was one of those like releases where I was like, I am right there and I am not gonna miss out on these. And of course, none of these have sold out yet. Yeah, I had to wait forever for this order. I don't think it was like a problem at the Kringle warehouse. Is anybody else's UPS deliveries just painfully slow right now? Like, I think it took me 3 weeks to get these. I waited so long. It was so irritating. Anyway, let's keep going. Should we just let's just stick with Kringle for now. That's most of what this is. Oh, here's another one of the fruity ones that I lit up this week. This is Strawberry Patch. So Strawberry Patch, she's not quite at the halfway point, so this might be one of the reviews that you see next week or possibly the following week. This is quite a lemony strawberry. It's not exactly, hold on, let me just get it out because I have it here. Why is this lid not coming off? Okay, so we do have strawberry lemonade from the Country Candle line that's new for spring summer this year. Listen, they're not the same scent, but like this one is, it's a different strawberry note. It's not as sweet. The strawberry in here is a little bit sweeter. This one is not as sweet. It feels like there's almost like, again, a touch of green in this one as well. But it also smells quite lemony. And quite a bit of that lemon comes through on cold sniff. And it's not as sweet of a like a lemonade or lemon type note as there is in the strawberry lemonade. Would I repurchase the Strawberry Patch? I would not. I don't think that I would get this one again, but I would absolutely repurchase this one. If I had to choose between the two, personally, I think this is a better like strawberry scent than this one is. And they both have strawberry and lemon in there, so it's nice, but I don't know. I think I was hoping for a little bit more of like a, you know what I was hoping for? I was hoping to a similar scent to HomeWorx Farm Stand Strawberry. That's what I was hoping this was, and it's not. This is not similar to that at all. So that's fine. Farm Stand Strawberry should still be around this year, hopefully. So maybe I'll just have to get my more like straight up strawberry fix from HomeWorx, and then also Scentsy. Scentsy does a really amazing strawberry. By the way, I placed my first like spring summer haul from Scentsy. I kind of went ham, you guys, because I had gone through a lot of my Scentsy wax over the last couple of months. I made a concerted effort to do that to make room for these new spring summer scents. I'm so excited to share these with you. This is, I think, one of the better spring summer catalogs that I've seen from Scentsy, so I'm excited. Anyway, let's keep going. So yes, this I've already done an in-depth review of. It's the Strawberry Lemonade. I just really like this. It's a very tart lemonade, but it's also a very like sweet. It's very sweet, very tart. It's kind of the perfect strawberry lemonade. This is like the strawberry lemonade that they serve you in, you know, like a restaurant, like a Hop Jacks type place, or I don't know. I haven't been in an Applebee's in years. Hop Jacks, I feel, is kind of like an Applebee's type place. And they have a strawberry lemonade that Stella really likes, and it smells, I swear, just like this. It's really nice. So anyway, delightful. Big fan of that. Let me tell you what else I'm a massive fan of, and that I also ordered a backup of already. This. Did I need to quite yet? Nope. But did I? I did. I had some rewards for, I think I had like a 20 off of 60 or something, or like a free shipping reward. I don't know. But I used it. I bought some more candles because why not? Oh, I love this Cake Pops. This is, listen, it's not a pure gourmand. There is this kind of like sweet, I would say borderline, slightly perfumey muskiness to this, but it still is sweet and delicious smelling. I just love it. I love the way this smells. It smells so good. Stella really likes this one too. So I have had this one lit in the afternoon hours when she comes home from school, and I normally have it sitting on this table over here. So when she walks in the door, she just immediately is like, is that the Cake Pops one? So I love that. Oh, she gets excited about smells now. It makes me so happy. My little girl's growing up. Okay, charred pineapple. Okay, I gotta tell you, I just don't like pineapple scents. There are a few different types of fragrance notes. Most of you are aware of what they are. Pineapple is one of them. I don't like mint. I don't typically like maple. I don't like caramel. Caramel has to be very, very specially done fragrance for me to enjoy it. Most companies, I don't know, I don't really love it. But I will say, I've burned this inside for a couple times, but we've also been burning it out in the backyard. I've mentioned before, we have a really great backyard where we have a fireplace, so we spend a lot of time out there year round. I actually prefer the way this smells outside a little bit more than inside, because I think that obviously being in the fresh air helps the fragrance kind of, not like, I don't want to say dissipate, but it just, it's different. Like, fragrances present themselves differently when you burn them outside versus inside of your house. And this one, I much prefer it outside. I think I get less of that like really acidic, like pineapple-y tang. It's funny because I was hoping for a little bit more of that like acidic tang in here, and I just wasn't getting it. I get a lot of it in here, but it's also mixed with that like really, really sweet pineapple. This is quite a sweet pineapple. There's also a green note in here. It's almost like the crown of the pineapple is also included in the fragrance. It's interesting, but it is an outdoor scent for me for sure. However, if you like pineapple scents that are a little bit more unique, a little bit more interesting, you might really like this one. So this one is burning a little bit more funky because I'm burning it outside, and it's obviously still cold out here. So some of the wax is sticking to the side. That does not happen when I am burning the candles inside, because obviously the ambient temperature inside is a little bit warmer. But anyway, I want to give this one a couple more reviews, and I want to bring it back inside and burn it inside a few more times, especially before I do the review, so that I can review it from the standpoint of what this smells like inside someone's home, because I realize not everybody has like a covered patio that, you know, they use to hang out. So, okay, cotton flowers. This, I've struggled with this one. I don't really care for this scent either. And there's mint in here, and that's why I don't like the mint in here. Most of the fragrances were winners for me from the spring summer collection. And listen, just because I don't like these doesn't mean you're not going to like these. Scent is very subjective. Scent preferences, I guess I should say, are very subjective. Just because I like something doesn't mean you will, and vice versa. Someone's gonna love this, and that someone is gonna be someone who likes fresher scents, cleaner scents, and that's just not me. That's, I don't know, I need it to smell like I want to eat it, like, or drink it, you know, like in the case of this, like I would drink this. I'm not going to, but it smells like it would actually be like a fresh strawberry lemonade. Delicious. Okay. Coral. I only lit this one once this week. I need to, admittedly, I need to put a little bit more effort into this one, but I've kept it in my upstairs master bathroom. And I'm just not up there a ton, but this is a great bathroom scent. Like, this would be a great one to light when you're having like a bath night. I wish I took baths. We have a nice big like bath tub in our bathroom, but we don't use it. One, I think it might leak. This house is, it was built in 2002, and there are definitely some things that need to be like looked at and upgraded and remodeled. It's all on the to-do list, and if anybody wants to send some funds my way so that I can fix the bathtub, feel free. But yeah, I'm a little nervous taking a bath in there, so I don't. But I have had this lit while I was taking a shower. Our shower does not leak, thankfully. So yeah, this is actually a really great fancy lady bathroom scent. It is delightful. I'm kind of excited to review it for you guys, because it's another one of those fragrances that's not usually in my wheelhouse. This has some definite deep beachy vibes to it, but it's also very pretty, kind of borderline perfumey. It's interesting. So we'll talk a little bit more in depth about this one coming up here soon. I love it. Listen, I know I said I wasn't supposed to do this, but I did order 2 backups already of ice cream sandwiches. Now those backups should last me a couple months. I think I should be good for a couple months now with this ice cream sandwiches, but I couldn't not. Sorry. I love it. It's so easy for me to like go back to my hoarding ways, but again, I showed some restraint. I only ordered 2 backups, but stop with how good this has coconut in it. It smells like a Ruby Jewel ice cream sandwich. It's so authentic. It's so yummy. It is so good, and it's burning like a freaking champ. I love the strength and the throw of this one. And when those 4 wicks come out from Kringle at some point, hopefully this year, let's all cross our fingers for 4 wicks. This needs to be in the 4 wick. Yes, so that's my request. What else needs to be in a 4 wick? How about cake pops? Let's put that in a 4 wick. What else? Ooh, this. You guys, this is so pretty. If you are a tea lover, this is such a nice tea scent, you guys. Lemon Tea and Roses from Country Candle. This is another one of the new ones. It's so, just pretty is the only word that comes to mind. The lemon here is so perfectly done. It doesn't take over everything. It's just the lightest touch of lemon with a beautiful, it says green tea. It says this is a green tea scent. And I can see some green tea in there for sure, but I also smell just like a regular, almost like Lipton type tea note as well. And I like it. I like the combination of the two. And there is a touch of rose in here. It's a really well done rose, and I think it makes it more interesting in terms of it being a tea fragrance. It's totally worth trying. At least get it in the daylight. At least get it in the daylight to smell it. It's so, so pretty. And that's honestly, that is the best way to try all of these Kringle fragrances, is with the daylights. Because they allow you to experience the fragrance just on cold sniff with that little bit of wax that you get. But then also you can smell it when it's burning. Is a daylight gonna fill your entire living room or what? No, no. It's just it's like a votive, right? You wouldn't expect a votive to necessarily fill like your entire house, right? So, but it's an opportunity just to be able to see what the fragrance smells like when it's lit, to see if it transforms at all. And that way you are not potentially buying a full-sized candle of something that when you get it, you're like, oh, hork, I don't like this at all. What? Yeah, I hate it. Why did I buy a full jar of that? I don't hate this. I would actually repurchase this. Now, did I feel the need to repurchase it as soon as I repurchased the ice cream sandwiches? No, no. But that ice cream sandwich smells edible. You should really try that one too. That is delightful. Okay, in terms of florals, we have the gardenia. This one's really nice. I really like this one. It's a straightforward gardenia. There's like a touch of green in this one as well. I've really been enjoying it. I'm just about at the halfway point. One thing I do want to say about these Kringle 3 wicks is they burn kind of fast, like almost as fast as Bath & Body Works candles, but they burn cleaner than Bath & Body Works candles. So I can see why some people don't go with the Kringle 3 wick format, because one, if you're not getting them on sale, they're quite pricey. And then if they go really fast, like a Bath & Body Works, it just makes it hard to kind of justify that. So this format, much slower burning. Man, you start adding in those extra wicks with this soy formulation, and it does tend to go a little bit faster. So anyway, but still a fan of the 3 wicks. They definitely have the most fragrance output out of the current formats that Kringle offers. Okay, I do have the Calypso Clementine, which I am almost to the point where I can review it, and I love this one, you guys. I actually almost bought the perfume, and then I thought, no, don't do that. I'm gonna try to get it on clearance at the SAS sale. I probably won't have any luck with that, but The perfume from that like body care line is delightful. I really like it. I like this. I get a good amount of that clementine. It doesn't smell too perfumey to me. I know a lot of people were saying, oh, it's a little too perfumey for me. It's not for me. It actually smells quite citrusy and fresh. I like it. Another fragrance that I love it. I love it. I love this fragrance. Sugared Lychee Martini. It's been a long time since I found something new from Kringle that just really like spoke to like my core. This fragrance does. I love this. Now, I will say, I was nervous about these wicks. They are so thin, but they're holding up. They are holding up. I am very carefully trimming these. However, I just kind of, like the very tops. Do you see how thin those are? Oh my gosh. They make me nervous all the time, but they are holding up. I'm not at the halfway point yet, but this is why I think it's smart to burn the candles to at least the halfway point, because there is a decent chance, let's just face it, it's HomeWorx. There's a decent chance that these wicks could dud out. Now, I'll just end up popping it underneath a candle lamp if that happens. But that being said, the fragrance here, I think this is one of like his best summer releases in a long time. It is such a sweet, pure, authentic lychee. There's no booze. There's no martini part to this sugared lychee martini here. It is just sugared lychee. That's what this is. It's perfect. It could not be more perfect if it tried. Yeah. Chilled premium vodka. Nope. Sweet lychees. Yes. Raw sugar cane. Yes. Hint of vermouth. No. It smells like sugared lychees. And if you are a fan of lychees like I am, or lychee, I don't know, I've always called them lychees. Do you call them lychees or lychee? Start a war in the comments. All right, you guys, we gotta wrap this up, but not before we talk Scentsy. I'm telling you, I cannot wait to get my hands on these new bars that I ordered. Hopefully they will be here rather quickly. We'll see. When did I place my order? I don't think it was March 1st. I think I placed my order on March 2nd. So, but normally I get my stuff pretty fast. I am in Oregon and my shipments come from Idaho, from, you know, Meridian actually. So I usually get my stuff fairly quickly. It just has to travel on 84 this way to Portland. But I'm so excited. There's so much good stuff coming. Who is excited about Scentsy? I am. I don't sell it, by the way. I buy all my stuff from my bestie Lisa, who is, she's such a sweet person. Okay, Simply the Zest. Did I end up putting this in my club? No. I'm gonna look if I still can, but also there's a lot of stuff in this spring summer catalog that I think I can live with in terms of like delicious citrus options. So that has me leaning kind of away from that. And I still can also get the Blue Grotto, which is one of my favorite like citrus type scents from Scentsy. It's still available, and that is a dupe for Capri Blue Volcano, which who doesn't love that? But this is a great citrus. Shoot, the more I smell it, the more I think, oh, maybe you should go add it to your club. Great performer too, such a great performer. Oh, sorry, I am looking at the time and this video is so long. Okay, Candy Orchard. This was a scent of the month, I believe, for January. I really like this a lot. Really sweet. I like when Scentsy does these candy type fragrances. They're always just kind of perfect. I will say, I wish this would have been a little bit stronger. It was strong enough for like some of the smaller rooms upstairs, but downstairs it did struggle a little bit in terms of projection. So, but that being said, I still like it. Is there another one? Yeah, that's Happy Birthday, and that is Peony Petals. There's a lot of these pink ones. Let's go through all these pink ones here, hey? Okay, I can. This was from the, I can't remember if this was the Valentine's collection or if this was the October breast cancer awareness one. I don't remember, but I don't think this one's available, so let's not talk about it too much. Pink Spreads Hope. Now this one was for sure from the breast cancer collection. I really like this one too. That was great collection. This one is a perfumey floral, really nice. I feel like there's like some peony in here. I'm really liking that. It's just really pretty. Speaking of peony, here is Peony Petals, and this, I really like this. This reminds me of the Enchanted Peony from HomeWorx, but you know what I did? I mixed it with Happy Birthday. So good. You need to mix your florals with gourmands. I'm telling you, well, you got to be kind of careful like what you're doing, but I'm talking about like sugar cookie type scents, vanilla cake type scents, you know, cupcakes, just vanillas in general, I think are great to add to florals. And these two together, actually, this is what I have going in some of the warmers downstairs today, and it is lovely. I love it. That's really good. And both of these are great performers for me. Strawberry Sweetie. Okay. This, I think, was part of Bring Back My Bar. This is not a particularly accurate strawberry. Like, when I stick my nose in it, I think, yeah, it's strawberry, but it is kind of like that. Do you remember those strawberry shortcake dolls and, like, the smell on those dolls? Like that fake, almost plasticky kind of strawberry? That's kind of what I get from here. It's not exactly like that strawberry shortcake, but very kind of similar to that, with a little bit more tang to it. How's that for a description? Strawberry shortcake. Okay, two more, because this one, yeah, this one is going to be going in next week. What is this one? Wildflower Cotton. Oh, have you guys smelled this? Kind of is in the same realm as the Sandalwood Tangerine, but like the feminine version of Sandalwood Tangerine. This. I didn't put it in my club, so instant regret. Okay, look, we have a country candle. We'll get to country candle in a second. This is Twilight. I don't remember what Twilight was from. Was it Bring Back My Bar? I kind of feel like this was the most recent Bring Back My Bar. This is also going in some of the other warmers around the house. Now, this is more of like a fresh, almost cleaner type of fragrance. It's very interesting. I don't love it, but I also don't hate it. But it's quite fresh. Touch of floral with this as well, but definitely like smells a little bit like a Fabuloso type of vibe. Not my fave, but glad I bought it, glad I tried it, because now I know I'm just not a Twilight girl. Okay, Coconut and Blueberry Tart from Country Candle. I love this one so much. In fact, this was released last spring. I would actually consider purchasing more of these wax melts the next time that they have a really good sale, especially with this particular fragrance. I have found that recently the Kringle wax melts have improved immensely in terms of their lasting power. The strength has always been pretty decent on those, but the lasting power... Sorry, I got cut off. I was talking about the lasting power of the Kringle wax melts, and I promise this is the last thing I'm going to mention. I find that these are lasting at least a solid 2 days, whereas before, after about a day, they kind of dudded out on me, sort of like how most vendor wax does, at least in my experience. And I like to change my wax every 2 to 3 days. I don't like to do it every single day. That's honestly why I stick with Scentsy for the most part, because I find that the vast majority, not all of them, now there are some that dud out after about a day, but the vast majority I can easily go like 2, maybe 3 days and still very much smell the fragrance. But yeah, at any rate, the Kringle wax melts have improved in their overall lasting power, and so I'm gonna buy more of those this year as well. I really need Kringle to bring back sweet stuff. Now, Mick said it wasn't going anywhere, but I'm not seeing it on the website, so I would like to also put in a request for sweet stuff. Now, we do have Sun Castles from Scentsy, which could be my Sol de Janeiro Boom Boom Cream replacement, but I don't want it to be. I want more of the sweet stuff. So if we can all get on Kringle about that, that would be fantastic. I'm sure they love that I mentioned that. Everyone go harass Kringle about sweet stuff. No, don't do that. I will, but I mean, if you're so inclined, feel free. Just kidding, don't. All right, you guys, have a great rest of your weekend. Stay tuned for the candle reviews tomorrow. Let me know if you have any questions. Alf thanks you for being here as well. He has just enjoyed the best nap while I'm filming. So, all right, I will see you guys in the next one. Take care. Toodaloo.